All right, we can get started, Anika.
Sure. So it gives me immense pleasure to extend to you all a very warm welcome on behalf of Centrique's team. Thank you for joining us today in today's webinar. My name is Nayonika Ravi, and I am Customer Success Manager at Centrique. Centrique is the leading provider of AI Profit Edge, the automated solution that provides intelligent insights to optimize the revenue and increase profitability. I welcome our speaker for today's webinar, Mr. Shalendra Sinha ji, MD Hotel Moria Group. Also welcoming Mr. Paul Dixon, CEO and co-founder of SP Square, our CEO, Mr. Alak Verma, and Sales VP, Mr. Deepak. Without further ado, let's get started. Today's webinar is on managing hotel profitability and operational efficiency. Just a little housekeeping before we get started. I would like to request you all to put yourself on mute and turn off your video unless you are scheduled presenter. We are happy to accept questions, but please submit it via chat. We will record this session and publish the video at a later time. You may please keep an eye on LinkedIn. I would request Mr. Deepak should take this session. Over to you, Mr. Deepak. Thank you.
Thank you, Nayonika. Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Deepak.
Yeah, so I'm going to focus on data-driven intelligence, which is the keys to success in today's industry. Next slide. So the hospitality industry analysts have come up with this saying that, what is the impact of COVID on the industry? And they think traveling is innate to humans, and people wish to connect, explore, travel. But unfortunately, COVID-19 pandemic checked in as an uninvited guest, and the hospitality industry, which is a significant contributor to the overall economy's growth, was very badly hit, causing an overall reduction. And today, this we need hoteliers have to become more innovative and tech savvy to gain customers. So they need to use very emerging technologies like artificial intelligence and data analytics to boost and leverage business operations and creating unique marketing strategies and staying ahead of the competition. Next slide. So this is showing the average revenue per room in India for the India hospitality industry from 2018 to 2024 projection. And you can see this is actually very similar to the entire world. We've seen a big reduction in 2020. 2022 is almost back to what it was in 2019, and they expect to see a significant growth going forward in 2023 and 2024. Next slide. So, but one of the very key things to have is how can you get information on your fingertips, on your mobile devices, to see all the data upfront, and that's very key today in having success. And these are some of the things that we can get on the Centriqe platform, which you can see in a very graphical format. You can do it by month, day, year, and Arlak will go over that more later. Let's move on. Next slide. So given the uncertainties of the thing, like the different variants that have come on now and the Ukraine war, different situations going on, there's a storm in the ocean. We can never know exactly what a delay could mean for the business or what things could come up. And no one has real-time view of the data and the time required to analyze it because data is the key. Next slide. So as we said, information is the new anchor, and which is based on data. Resetting forecasts requires insights, which comes from data, but lower than 5% of 100 companies have data-driven inventions using for their business today. Next slide. So we want to, the key thing for success is to unleash data as a key strategic asset, for customer experience and creating innovation, running your day-to-day operations, as well as projecting growth going forward. Next slide. So information, again, is the key focus. You have having data using creative intelligence like artificial intelligence and machine learning. It provides you a single version of the truth, guest centricity, which turns data into action, be biased for action, put the customers at the center of the business, have a data savvy workforce, empower people with data confidence, and then using new business models to unlock data as a competitive asset and make yourself more profitable. Next slide. So strategy to execution, holistic thinking, modularly applied. So using data, we can create your customer segmentation and make sure you are addressing the needs of the different segments. Price and promotion optimization, being able to make changes on the fly as you see conditions change. Real-time personalization, being able to make things for specific requirements and being able to personalize, either messaging or any sort of promotion that you can provide. Assortment optimization, that is different people, there may be different needs for different people that, look, you went too far. Supply chain control tower, being aware of the supply chain, and making sure you're ready for what's coming up. Demand sensing and forecasting. This is very key. Being able to, sense what the demand is and being able to forecast the need going forward. Optimizing your inventory and risk management. So the bottom line is data is the key to our future in this business, especially in the hospitality, but all industries, and making sure you have the right data at the fingertips when it's needed is the key to success. And using AI and analytics is the way for the future. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Deepak. And I will take this moment to welcome and introduce Mr. Sailendra Prasad Sinha, who is the Chairman and Managing Director of Hotel Moria Group. We are very fortunate to have him today. He is in the US and he has almost 30 plus years of running the hotel group, and multi other businesses. So he has seen the storms in the past, and he has also led how the business can sustain during all the stormy economic conditions. So, Salenji, I request you to share your experience with respect to the hotel, how this post-COVID situation has really sustained the economic, turmoil which we are facing today. Salenji, if you're speaking, you may be on mute.
Am I clear?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
I must thank Alakji for having me to attend this webinar. And
Your audio is not coming again.
You're muted again.
is that better?
Yeah, it's better now. Yeah.
Sorry about that. Thank you, Alakji, again. Okay, now the background provided by Deepak ji was excellent, and he's given a good overview of the situation. Well, couple of issues I say important aspects in this post-pandemic period for the industry. First of all is the general mix of the clientele in most of the hotel is from a business client to, I would say, recreational client. Clients are traveling more on, visiting friends, relatives, or for holidays rather than business. This is my experience in India, which I'm seeing right now. Perhaps it's true for most parts of the world, because during this pandemic for the last 2 years, People have been confined to their places, so they want to go out. And businesses have learned through technology to do most of their work online. So traveling for business purposes is going to be constrained. However, the good part is that the business from general visitors for recreation, for visiting relatives, families should increase. So therefore, in order to remain profitable and attract business, I think our customer base has to undergo change, and we need to understand their requirements, and that will be quite necessary. And technology there can help us see what are their needs, the whole situation. One good thing has happened is that during this pandemic, a lot of the hotel groups have modernized their properties, so it's better than what it was, let's say, pre-pandemic days. And that is a plus side. But of course, the competition also has done the same thing. How do we remain ahead in the game? The first of all is to know your customers properly, and their technology, as rightly pointed out, is going to play a key role. And secondly, the shift from business-driven, let's say, clientele to more of a recreational or visitors, that requires certain change in the the process of how do we attract people to stay longer in our properties thereby. So customer satisfaction and customer requirements need to be given much more priority. That's all. Third part is that F&B, food and beverage, will perhaps play a major role in attracting people. So apart from the rooms which are there, the physical condition of the hotel property, etc., I think the food and beverage part of the business can be, pushed through for better realization, higher revenue, etc. These two are there. In India, especially, I'm seeing in the last 1 year, the business for recreational activity, particularly in the resorts, have multiplied. And I'm sure that will be true for most places in the world, as people were desperate to get out. The other part is people don't want to travel very far because they still fear this pandemic, whether it will return back or other things may happen. So people would like to go out to places where it is easily approachable. So the client focus needs to be more oriented towards closer the home places, or whether it is a retreat, resort, or a city hotel. So these are some of the thoughts which I thought would be useful. And nothing is more important than technology in giving us the actual route. How do we go forward? How do we segregate the clientele? How do we give more to the client? How do we satisfy them more? How do we remain ahead in the game? Of course, there are certain dark clouds in the horizon, certain uncertainties, but we have to live with those uncertainties. And the industry has done pretty well, I would say, despite such a major catastrophe, I would say, in the last 2 years because of the pandemic. So we are fearful. The industry is fearful. Yet, I think it has faced this situation, faced the storm pretty well. And going forward, I do see, I'm pretty optimistic about the future of the industry. The airline industry, which was more affected than the hospitality sector, they're already coming back. I'm sure the hospitality, some places in the world already have reached their pre-COVID or pre-pandemic levels. And going forward, I do see a brighter future industry. We'll open to any question if anybody has.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Salenji. And I hope we have on Neeraj Chaddas as well in the meeting room. If he is, then I'll invite him to share his thoughts. He owns 7 hotels in the US. Neeraj, are you there?
Hi, good morning, good evening,
Hi.
everyone. Hello.
Good morning, Neeraj. So I may request you, so Salendraji just shared his insights of running his hotel operation for last several years. He focused more on know your customer intimately. He also talked about recreational aspect of the hotel and ensure guest stays longer so that your revenues would grow up. What do you think in the US?
Let me just put the question again so that I can answer it. I think your question is, what are the main customer drivers, which is creating demand in the hotel industry? As that your question is, Salad?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And I think, okay, I'll answer that. And I will also like to, first of all, say hello to everybody who's in the meeting. And just wanted to piggyback something, your previous guest was commenting on. I think in the last 3 years, especially in the US, right, the COVID impact on the hotel industry as well as some of the other services industries, right, it's been known to everyone. But what we have learned from them is after the lockdown was picked up, right, is how quickly you'll have to really start focusing on the right customer segmentation, right? So that's actually now have the right connection point to the question you were asking, what are the main drivers, right? During the COVID, actually, we were the major customer segment which we found out was the construction crews and all of the healthcare workers who are traveling. So you have to focus on them because most of your corporate clients and the rest of the customer segments was not available. But as soon as we went into the last year, right, in 2021, we saw a big pent-up demand, which happened, which absolutely correctly defined by your guest also. And this year, what we have seen is, again, it's a roller coaster ride because of the high fuel cost. Suddenly, some of that recreational traffic went down, right? And what happened is there is a last segment, especially during the summer months, when people go in and visit their families. The seniors are coming and meeting with their grandkids. That traffic has actually kind of reduced in the last almost 6 to 8 weeks, if you see. And the reason, again, is because of the high cost of fuel, inflation costs. So you see that the segmentations keep changing. And now I'd like to answer the question in a different way because I wanted to say, okay, so I think the major operational metrics which we have learned is we need to really we cannot sit and assume that there will be a status quo in terms of what kind of customers would be coming to your property. At almost constantly based on the changing economic and other variables which are happening in the industry, you'll have to keep shaping up your strategy about reaching the right target segments, right? That was one. So understanding your own data was very important, and so was the data of the local market where you are at. Second is how can you reduce your efficiencies of, in terms of both productivity of your labor, because that is one of the biggest cost element for us. And second is how can you reduce some of the OTA fees, right? So we focused very heavily on our data again, right, where we can focus targeted advertising, right, where we can reduce our highly dependence on OTAs and picked up data where we can actually reach the guest directly ourselves, right? And also make sure we adopted some of the operational processes using some technology, right, where we can make everybody more productive. Hope that helps.
Yes, absolutely. So Neeraj Chadha owns 6 properties, all are flag carriers, especially in the Bay Area and in the other parts of the US. And he is a successful entrepreneur in hotel industry. So I thought his insights were also based on the guest classification, looking at how the burden on the OTA can be reduced. And we will see that how technology will help in terms of reducing this burden. Thank you so much, Neeraj, for sharing your insights. We have also in the meeting room, Neeraj Bakshi, who is also co-founder of All American Hotel Owners Associations. I'm very proud to have him here in the meeting, and he's also joined the advisory board of Centriqe. So Neeraj, if I'm putting you on spot, would you like to share your insights for a few minutes before I take over and talk about how the new technology, emerging technology, can empower the hotel owners? Neeraj Bakshi. Maybe he has dropped. Neeraj, would you unmute yourself? Unmute your microphone. Unmute your, otherwise I will come back to you.
Alok, I seem
Yes.
to have run into a
No,
throat
I
problem.
can hear you now. Yes.
I think I've run into some throat issues, so my voice this time is not very good. So I'll talk next time if you don't mind.
Oh, sure, sure. Not a problem. I just wanted to introduce you in the meeting, and Neeraj is a very, very, senior executive and a professional in the hotel industry, co-founder of All American Hotel Owners Association. So, always brings a lot of value to our business and how the knowledge and experience can help. Okay, so let me thank all of you first, and then I will talk about how this technology is empowering our hotel and other businesses, right? So as you know, I have been in the US for quite some time, and I led the career at Oracle in the technology team of the headquarters, and I evangelized all the major technologies. So when cloud transformation was happening, I was the person to have the complete cloud transformation journey within Oracle. And the publication which came out way back, which is Creating Business Agility, again published by John Wiley and Sons, how convergence of cloud, social, mobile, video, and big data enables competitive advantage. So it also guides the hotel business owners how they can be, ahead of the curve, as Saranji was saying, ahead of the game, ahead of the curve, so that you are able to sustain your business even in a stormy business condition. Now, if you look at the challenges which we have faced currently, and these are basically, during the COVID, I'm seeing a lot of changes has happened, and that has basically helped people to learn to adapt. Now, challenges are very clear that property rentals have been the same, footfall of the guest has dropped, and supply chain logistics, as Neeraj was mentioning, has gone high due to the issues of the conflict between Ukraine and Russia and all of that. So these challenges are known to everybody. But then we have to live with the current environment, the guest loyalty, lifetime value, and the profitability matrix. How can we still manage our business more sustainable, more profitable, and in the hotel terms, we say guest operating profitability or gross operating profitability, GOP, net operating profitability. So we are bringing a lot of nuances within our offering to manage guest behavior, guest lifetime value, reducing the churn, and establishing the affinity so that they can enjoy and recreate within the property when they come. Give them very classified, personalized options and recommend them what they like. And retaining preferences, behavioral patterns, online, enabling them on their smart device, right? So these are the few things which we have learned during the COVID, and the post-COVID has become the new normal. So that means we have to be very, very affectionate to guests who are arriving in the property. And how that can happen with the technology, because humanly not possible to know each and every human behavior and the pattern. So artificial intelligence approach is becoming handy. And the platform which we have built in is very open and flexible to uncover predictive insights. This is I'm going to demonstrate in a moment. And then some of the processes like online check-in, then enabling them to upload documentation doesn't require to have the printed document. So we can enable everything on the smart device where guests can upload their ID, passport, whatsoever, and check-in process can be absolutely smooth, frictionless, and so on. While guest is arriving, also you can imagine how you are able to have emotional intelligence, whether the guest is tired after 14 hours of flight, whether just a smooth talk will help or something else will make guests delighted. So those are things which our system may be able to predict, prescribe based on some of the data sets which we are gathering. Very interesting. And Centriqe Profit Edge is the one-stop AI offering which provides real-time predictability of revenue and associated cost. How? Because all the data around you is the new fuel. We are trying to assemble the data in a repository to make the model based on that emotional guidance to prescribe and give you the guidance. With the notification, you all are business entrepreneur, you wanted to have information to take decision. We need to publish it on your smart device because you might not be at the property all the time. You might not be talking to the general manager all the time. So that is where we come in and help you with that. So idea here is to make you agile very quickly so that you are serving the guest more intimately and you are basically meeting the needs on in the guest in the real time. And that is where we say that operational efficiency, financial efficiency is also key to improve your gross operating profitability. Now, how do we make sure that you are not investing or spending a lot on a regular payroll or capex? So it has to based on a scale on demand. It has to optimize the spend, and existing investment has to give you return on investment. So these are the things which our system is fundamentally designed for. Now, if you see here, the platform is very adaptive in nature. It provides you where exactly the anomalies are in your business. When I say anomalies, maybe some of the red flags which probably you are not seeing it, but information will show you that this guest is not very happy with you and is going to bad mouth when guest checks out. Similarly, some of the staff within your team is not very guest friendly. So those are things which system will discover, prepare, and help you to predict and correct it. So imagine that if you're able to, identify all of the root cause in the process, we will be able to guide you much better. And that is what the whole nature of artificial intelligence, because we are training based on the data which we are getting from you. Now, obviously, the two fundamentals: improve the revenue, reduce the cost. Then automatically your GOP will go up. Everything should be smart device driven. And my personal conviction is that more and more you become information friendly, more and more you become information hungry, you will be able to run your business very effectively. There is no rocket science here. We are just trying to make all the information on your fingertip so that you know where is the business and how you'll be doing it. Today, I'm also very proud to announce, or rather to showcase, the Vision Edge, which is our patent pending product, which is going to give you some very good excitement of understanding the emotional behavior of the guest. And if I just give you illustrative video, you know yourself as hotel owners, how important is it to know the guest emotions. Now, our technology based on the CCTV camera is installed in every property, mandatory. By regulation, you have to have CCTV camera in the lobby. Now you have the data. CCTV camera manufacturer states they have the data, but they are doing nothing. Now we can capture the data, provide you the context, and recognize the guest and provide also the emotional intelligence. So just for 2 minutes, I'm running the video.
There's no sound, Alec.
Is the sound there or no?
No.
Okay, so just give me a second. I will just fix that as well. Now, if you can see here, stop presenting, share, and music. Okay, now if you tell me, all right.
Sharing it.
Please share your screen, sir.
You're not sharing anything, Alan. You're not sharing anything right now.
Okay, am I not able to share the screen?
You're not sharing anything right now.
I'm my bad. So let me just fix that as well. So that I'm sorry. Okay, if you can see the screen now.
Yes.
Yeah, we can see.
Okay, and now you can. And let me just show it to you what it means, right? So we have recognized the emotion of the guest, who is the guest, Richard or Mark, and then it talks about whether the guest is happy, unhappy, and based on that, then we are able to determine the emotional score in terms of how much satisfaction or happiness the guest has while guest is with you. So customer in by emotion, location in the lobby, concierge, coffee shop, and whatnot. Now you can also see we are providing corrective and recommended a recommendation to improve net emotional score. This is very powerful, and I'm going to demonstrate in a moment. So here, if you can look at the emotional state, we will be able to provide all of that. And now, before I go to the demonstration, we have got some successful deployment as per hotel implementation. So we have few hotel management companies already in the process of implementing our system. Hotel Surya, which is five-star hotel, which has gone live recently. Last week, we have also got a hotel management company here in the US to implement at 3 properties and so forth. So before I go to Paul, let me quickly demonstrate the capability of Centriqe Profit Edge and the Vision Edge. And then after I will hand over to Paul. Okay, so here, if you can see my screen again, we have the Centriqe system. Already I have logged in. Now, in the system login, you can see that there are 3 properties. As a fancy hotel is a demo property or demonstration. Now, 3 properties are listed here. That means system enables you to get the view of as many properties you might be running and managing as a property owner, hotel owner. So let me click on probably this Denver property and see how is Denver property business is doing. Now, on a single click, you will be able to look at all the different view of your revenue. So revenue by market class, average length of stay, average daily rate, revenue per available room, occupancy rate. But importantly, this is your AI element. We are helping you to predict the revenue based on the data, not only from the PMS, but also from the system emotional intelligence, feedback which guest is giving. So you all know that happy guests bring more guests. Unhappy guest will talk bad mouth about your hotel, which will reflect on the revenue in few weeks to come, right? So obviously we are taking a lot of attention on making guests happy with proactive initiative. And you can see that daily, every details are filtered based on week, month, and we are able to predict on that. I'm not going to give you more details in terms of what current scenario is, but let's look at artificial intelligence based revenue maximizer. Now, revenue maximizer is the product which helps you to maximize the revenue. Now, how do we do that? First, we have to help you predict the revenue. So this is where maximum revenue predicted. This is where your medium and minimum, right? So maximum, minimax method helps you to normalize the prediction month on month, week on week. And this is actual prediction. So when we try to analyze the gap or variance, we see that system is trying to keep up with the actual prediction very, very accurate. So that is called system learning, machine learning methodology by which we are training the data and coming very accurate to prediction. But you as a hotel owner may ask me why I need to know about this much detail to have how much revenue will be coming next month. Guess what? If you know how many guests are coming next week, you are well prepared. You are well prepared in terms of your contractual staffing, in terms of your guest services, so that you are scaling up and scaling down based on how many guests are arriving, who are arriving, which guest is arriving, from which country, which city, and what nationality they are arriving, so that you can intimately know and serve them better. That is one aspect of it. Then we say, can I also help you with some kind of prescriptive simulation. This is yet another AI capability. Now, this is what people are getting so excited about it. When I talk about here, look, if you need to improve your revenue, right? So obviously this is a simulation. You have to tell us how much revenue you want, additional revenue. So we have got, let's say, my basket promotion. Guest is not spending when they're coming in, and Salanji was saying that we need to have recreational activity. In his hotel, we have spa, you have restaurant, you have outlet. Let's promote this restaurant, and cost of promotion is, let's say, 10%. This generates this much additional revenue. Let's say if I wanted to give coupon to the guest who will be bringing some more guests next time. Okay, this generates this much revenue. So obviously you have got a lot of metrics on which you will simulate as a cockpit view and take action. Now it will be very ballpark as we have modeled it. It will come very close to what we are predicting in terms of additional revenue. Even if 5 to 10% variance, but it gives you good guided metrics to run your activities every day so that you are improving additional revenue and you're not relying on OTA, online travel agents, all the time. So our goal is also to cut on OTA by few percent every month, every week. So let's say you have given 70% of your room to online travel agent. Cut down on 5%, you will probably get your booking directly based on revenue channel on here. Now, quickly, I wanted to show it to you the Vision Edge before I go on to other aspect of it. Vision Edge is production. Now, most of the CCTV camera manufacturers are talking to us. So see the value as the stakeholder of the company. We are showing you how this product is going to help not only in the hotel, but in the hospitals, but in any other installation where people are getting already captured on the video camera. Most of the retail malls, right? So as a product, it has got a wider appeal, and I'm engaged in different discussions with CCTV manufacturers or some of the OEM partners who are trying to take this model and integrate with them. Now, what it tells us, look at the emotional score. For percentage positive emotion, percentage of negative emotions. So that gives us net emotional score. This is our term. You are familiar with net promotional score, but this is patent product. So that Centriqe is now valuable company. So this has been patented as well. Net emotional score. We are going to give you what is the emotional state within your property. It is much higher because you are taking care of emotional intelligence. Delight is given by emotional fulfillment, right? Now we are going further detail on how much on the lobby. If let's say red is so wider, that means my front office staff is not very friendly. Concierge is not very friendly, and coffee shop is really doing well. Bar is doing much better in terms of emotional satisfaction, right? So we'll have to give you all of these metrics by which you can take care of your staffing as well. Maybe on certain day, net emotional score is very low in the lobby. Who is there in the lobby on that day? Can I interview and find out what is going wrong with you? Right? So that you are fixing your staff as well, so that emotional score of the guest goes dynamically up and down. Now, this is one aspect of it. What is the recommendation we are making? This is where when rubber hits the road, right? So we are not just discerning what happens, but we are guiding you with a notification. Now, this we are setting up with the help of general manager. This is your restaurant. These people are very happy within your restaurant. Now, obviously, we'd like to encourage them to have some more. They have come down only for drinks, but we are giving them buffet. So 5% discount if we offer, people will enjoy buffet and spend more in terms of your restaurant. So these are things, notification will be sent immediately, this offer coupon through our tools which we have. Now, obviously, if you are seeing this customer is very angry, one customer is angry, Nicholas is very unhappy. What are the action I'm suggesting? 10% offer right then and there. No need to have action, suddenly a receptionist gets notification. Please talk to Nicholas and offer discount so that guest is normal again. Now, these are the activities have been suggested. You can come out with a lot more activities which we can have approval needed or approval given already to reception. Now, you have gone ahead and seen many scenario in the customer in a service scenario. The person who in the lobby is not empowered to give anything. So what that person can do? Nothing. Even if I'm shouting and angry, I'm not going to do anything. So empower your front office through notification. Automatically, the person is able to give you the coupons or give you some more benefits so that your satisfaction level goes back. So this is our Vision Edge product, which is now production. Now, insight, when you talk about revenue insight, you can see that how we are bringing the guest back. This is something very interesting to look at it. Now you see that we are bringing your net new guest, repeat guest, new history based on that. So revenue has to go from your existing guests more repeated. How? Because they have to be loyal. Now, if I go back here and I start showing you, these are the metrics and the tool by which we are able to bring your guest back quickly. So here, if I'm showing you how we are doing some kind of a proactive campaign for your guest, you can see that we are sending the email, SMS, WhatsApp, all that proactively so that guest is now coming to book the hotel room directly, not through the OTA, right? So all of these are available here. If I'm showing you also response feedback, how are you, getting the feedback? I'm showing you the feedback mechanism as well. You have the tools available. You can check-in process, cleanliness, all embedded in the system. Now you have the NPS system available. All these are systems available for you to start working on. Now, so you see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 products. These are all we call communication AI product, response AI, guest affinity product to make them fully aware what are they doing while they are in the hotel. And they are telling you, they are your ears, they are your sounding board so that you listen to them in real time. Gone are the days when people guest checks out, email is sent after 1 week, and I have forgotten about it. While guest is there in the room, we have the QR code to interact with guests.
I think we should move to SP Square because we're running out of time. We're
Yes,
almost on 10.
absolutely. Absolutely. There we go. So I have now given you the full demonstration of the product. Now let me go back to the slide and welcome our guest, Paul Dixon, who is the co-founder and the managing director of the SPS Square. We have integrated operational efficiency platform. First, let's hear him out, and then I'm going to demonstrate his capability as well. Paul, over to you.
All right. Thank you, Alec, for having me. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I'm very excited, especially to speak about a topic so near and dear to my heart, and that is hotel operations. So in today's environment, it's really mission critical, like we've talked about today, that hotels embrace technology to manage their hotels better and more efficiently. This is why we at SP Square built the industry's only all-in-one platform for hotels. And basically, we call it an operational success management platform. Our platform features operation management, guest messaging that features AI, conversational technology, reputation management, and of course, revenue prediction management with our partnership with Centriqe. SP Square is the easiest and most importantly, the most affordable platform in the industry. Now, give an example of affordability. One of our newest clients had a product, a competitive product called Hot Sauce at their property for operations management only. And we found out that they were paying $5.25 per room per month for this single product only. Our new client now that has our platform all inclusive with operation management, guest messaging, reputation management, and revenue prediction all under one platform pays for all of this unique capabilities for $5 per room per month. A tremendous savings. So for you operators out there, as most of you can see, the cost of purchasing these types of platforms individually will cost you hundreds and thousands of dollars. So we are providing hotels tremendous value and, most importantly, tremendous savings, especially when it comes into our labor departments. Like I mentioned earlier, our operations management, clear, clean, precise program for hotels to operate and maintain their assets and their equipment. Our guest messaging platform, which we call Genie, is the only conversational AI platform that actually talks to your guests and allows your guests to actually make requests all by themselves without having to use your team members at the front desk. A reputation management, which is very important in today's environment, is a one-page section of our platform that allows your hotel general managers to maintain and to respond to OTA surveys. And they have that quite a few of those that they need to do every single day. So we're saving the operations team a tremendous amount of labor dollars and making their lives a little bit more easier. And of course, Centriqe, our partnership with Centriqe and the revenue management, help them improve their rates and improve the GOP. So really, we are really promoting smart, efficient, and agile technologies to improve our hotel's operations. So to give you a little brief overview of our product, SP Square, if you want to put the screen up.
Yeah, I have already shared.
There we go. This is Genie. As you can see, it's a conversation, all done using AI technology. Our guests are welcome to the hotel, and they can simply have conversations, and where Genie actually answers their questions, and you can see here on the screen. Can they have extra shampoo? If their door lock is not working, Genie capture those conversations and send those requests directly to the person or department responsible for following up and taking care of that. This is really important because the technology is doing all the work. No more calls to the front desk. We all know our staffing levels at our front desk are pretty low now. So using this technology is a tremendous savings to the hotel. And of course, instant personalization of the guest stay while they're in their hotel. And if you go to the next slide, here, as you can see across the top of the screen, again, we are all in one platform technology where you see Genie. My Hotel is our revenue management, and My Rev is our Centriqe integration. Again, all with one login under one platform, making it really simple. And this is our true asset management component. And just looking at the screen, it has your guest requests and work orders on the screen. On the left-hand side, you can see a tab for equipment that needs to be maintained at the hotel today, your guest room PMs that need to be maintained on a regular basis per most brand requirements. And we have preventive maintenance others, PM others, and inspections. So again, a full and complete operational success management platform for your hotels at probably the best pricing available in the industry. So I'm free to stay on a little bit if we have any questions. I know Alec will send our contact information. We look forward to speaking with you further. And again, Alec, thank you for having me today.
No, absolutely, Paul. So as Paul was saying and presented as well, so he has integrated Profit Edge with his offering, and we have integrated operational efficiency, operational platform here for maintenance, right? So if you look at how this whole system works under one umbrella, this is SPS Square operational maintenance system, which provides the look and feel how much maintenance is required within your application or within your property, right? So what are the requests coming along? What are the request category? Is it coming from air conditioning, cleanliness, all of that? Who are the people available to attend to, right? All these are available from one-stop profitability system. So we are now, as Paul was mentioning, the cost reduction is enabled through predictive maintenance. When any room is down, even for small bathroom sink is leaking or not working properly, your room is not available. So obviously his system is able to guide which are to be fixed, maintained through these people. So they go predictively and check and maintain it. So all these categories, what you see here, has been already implemented at several hotels. What brings to you as hotel owners everything on the cost, which we are talking about maintenance history, equipment utilization, yet another applications. How much is your heat, light, power is being utilized? So this one is helping us to save, let's say, 16% of your electrical power. Obviously, we have the thermostat control, Wi-Fi enabled plugs so that automatically can be turn it on, turn off. Now sensor based control, door locks are also Bluetooth enabled. So this integration we have brought in from yet another partner who is a smart keys and lock operation. You don't have to change your current lock. We will just change a little bit within the locking system with some kind of microprocessor chip, which enables to become a smart lock, and then automatically guest is now able to check in without taking your magnetic strip card. So these are certain things are very, very intuitive in design and thinking. And as you can imagine, we are collecting the data from each interface, each guest touch points, so that we are giving intelligent data point to you on your fingertip. So you can see that guest is checking in online, guest is interacting with Genie, guest is also complaining which is not working, and guest is also availing all the facilities from the smart device, not touching your remote keys in the room, because you're enabling guest to have his device active through Bluetooth. So guest can turn off the lights with his phone. Guest can also manage the air conditioning thermostat with his phone like we do at our home. So you can see the complete evolution of the profit edge, revenue maximizer, cost optimizer, gross profitability, and the vision edge is at its own way of establishing the niche in the market across the hospitality, retail, and any other installation. Now is the time. I think we are top of the hour. We are getting close to top of the hour. And Deepak, back to you. If you have any comments, question in the room, this is the time we can address.
Thanks, Alak. Yeah, thanks, Alak and Paul. So just just to be finishing on the top of the hour, I'll just do a couple of questions. First one to you, Alak. One of the questions: do you need a two-way authorization to record and gauge emotions in different states?
Two-way authorization answer is no, because we have got some kind of data privacy has been already taken into account through CCTV camera manufacturer. So we are looking at one-way authorization from the guest, and then we are able to figure out the emotions. Now it is up to the hotel owners whether they are able to use it for their advantage, or they just wanted to act on what they're listening. Maybe they don't have to disclose that they have recognized the guest and they can act on it. Okay, does it answer the question, Deepak?
So, Paul, utilizing the operational efficiencies of the SP2 platform, what is the average savings hotels or hospitality properties get using this platform?
Oh, it's unbelievable. So with the total complete product as such as ours, we like to use hours as savings. They save about 20 hours of labor a week at the front desk by having our AI technology really do all the heavy lifting, right? And it saves about 20 hours a week of general managers having to reply to many different OTA surveys. They have to log into TripAdvisor and hotels.com and all these different booking sites to answer those surveys. So we streamline that. And of course, the efficiency part of maintaining the assets at the hotel, like your car, for example, we know if we have a proper workflow and maintain our cars, put the oil in, change the oil every 3,000 miles. It's going to last us forever. So when it comes to equipment, it's the same theory that when we're doing the preventive maintenance, those equipments are lasting longer and having fewer breakdowns, resulting in high CapEx dollars being spent for replacements. So tremendous amount of savings, especially in the labor department.
Okay, thank you, Paul. So since we are past the top of the hour, if you have any other questions, please feel free to send them to us, and Ionica will collate them, and then we can pass it on to the appropriate people to get you answers. But anyway, thanks again for everybody, and I'll pass it back to Ionica for
Deepak, I
closing.
see one raised hand on, I think, Ashmina Ghai. Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. I had a small question, which is
Yeah.
that, there's nowhere that I've found that, what is the ease of using this? Is it an app? Does it need to be downloaded? What is it? Maybe I missed it because I joined very late. So
this is this is very good question. This is not the app to be downloaded. It has to be just extended as a software service, like you use your email. So you'll be given user ID and password on the cloud so that you can start using this application. So Profit Edge is cloud native application running on AWS cloud, and you will be able to immediately implement with your data set. So the demo which was given basically based on the data coming in from, let's say, property management system, the revenue management system, the channel manager. So all the data is now consolidated within Centriqe data repository on the cloud, right? And then once we apply the AI model, the system starts giving you predictive guidance, prescriptive guidance, as I was demonstrating. On the Vision Edge, which is the CCTV camera-based AI model, which sits on the CCTV cameras node within the property, within the lobby environment, and they immediately that any kind of data stream, the video stream is being analyzed. So the face is recognized in the real time, and also emotion is recognized in the real time with the AI model, and the push notification is sent based on the emotional state of the guest. So there is nothing has to be downloaded. Any hotel owners wants to deploy, implement it. It will take 2 weeks time to set the system for them, and then they will start using it.
So the users can use it with a code or something like that, right?
With the user ID password.
Okay.
So each user would be given user ID password. They log into the system and they will get the view the way they wanted to get it, right? So as I was demonstrating one more last time, and you see that this is where you are, I am logging out. So this is me. So user ID password is given app.centriq.com. So this is the URL on which login is given. I'm sharing the screen or no? Not yet. Okay, so let me share the screen, and then you will be able to understand what I'm talking about, right? So now you can see that this is the URL, right? So you'll be given that URL with your login. So you will have your own ID and password. When you click on that, you are logging into the system. Now your system would be, let's say, I am picking up as Fancy Hotel. So you have got Fancy Hotel owner, you have got 3 properties. This is where you are now, your user ID are enabling you to get onto property. This, you can also go to other property in Ottawa and then proceed. Then you will be able to get onto all the access of your predictive information, revenue prediction, everything is available. So you saw that I did not download any app. It just went to the URL and I clicked on ID password and the system is working. Now you can log in on your iPad, you can log in your phone, and you are able to get all the data as per day, week, month. There is very intuitive ease of use, right? And click on any filter. All filters are available. You can check all this setup process based on that. Okay, Asmina, did I answer your question properly?
Yes, thank you very much. One last quick question is that what is the redundancy to this system? Because it's technology, and you may face challenges at some point. So has the system considered having redundancy to this platform?
When I say redundancy, it has got overlay, right? So there's a lot of data dependency the system has, right? So you will see that some of the reports, dashboard, which is generated by PMS as well, right? But those are unique to certain property where that PMS has. Property owners keep telling us that, look, we don't have one PMS everywhere. We have one PMS here, another PMS in other property. So who is going to give all that reports and intuitive analytics on one platform? So if you ask me redundancy, there is a redundancy of insight coming in from different PMS under one iPad environment, right? Other than that, I don't see any redundancy. It is very unique because this is giving you some kind of capability by which prediction is given. No PMS system is giving you prediction based on the market data. Market data could be STR reports, right? Industry standard STR report, what we call. Then emotional intelligence of the guest. Nobody is capturing emotional intelligence. People are sending the feedback survey form, which comes after a week. Here it's a real time, right? So these are things which are predictor on which prediction is made. So I don't see a lot of redundancy, but to a certain extent, we rely on the data coming in from many data sources. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. That's all.
All right. Any other question, Deepak? All right. If not, I really thank everybody to participate in this webinar, and the recording will be generated and we will publish the recording soon so that you will be able to also listen in. I appreciate all our guest speakers for sharing the insight, and I'm so glad that it was useful for all of you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Anika, you have some closing thoughts? Thanks, Alex. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, all we have got for you today. Thank you, everybody, for joining on today's webinar. We appreciate you signing in and hope you might have got many insights. Feel free to reach out to me via email if you are interested, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much.